Katie Alison McCabe.
Alice.
It'll be your 100th cap for the Republic of Ireland, senior cap, against Belgium. That in itself is a remarkable achievement. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I think, when I first obviously came into the team, the legends I was surrounded by, and then as obviously the years went on, you see people picking up their 100th cap and how sacred it is and the commitment those girls had throughout their whole career to now be kind of sitting with you now, approaching that milestone is, an absolute honour and a privilege. There's nothing I love more than coming home to Dublin and seeing the girls, seeing my teammates, and then going and leading the girls out in that green shirt. It's really special.
Let's bring it back to where it all began and the McCabe household. And 10 siblings, as Tommy Bowe might say.
Yeah.
6 sisters and 4 brothers, and I would have known Gary, your brother, very well. But everyone in that house played football, I reckon.
Yeah, no, for sure. Very competitive household. My mum and dad were both into football. My mum was athletics and football, and my dad was obviously the footballer too. So I think we've definitely got that competitive nature from them. And yeah, literally all sports: basketball, handball, athletics, football. You name it, we were playing it. Even some of my sisters were in dancing and stuff like that. I was never quite the dancer though, so I just stayed with the football. But we had some great fun growing up. Really, really supportive bunch. Even on Friday night, they're all there kind of cheering me on and always there to support me and the highs and obviously in difficult moments as well. So very grateful for my whole family and definitely wouldn't be where I am without them.
In Kildaman in those days, was it street football? Were you playing on AstroTurf? Were you playing on the road?
Bit of the road, yeah. We'd have different games, kicking the ball off the wall. I'd be out practicing my 1-touch, 2-touch off the wall if my mates weren't out. But usually it'd be gone to skill, finish skill, drop the bags off, skip the homework, and I'd go out with my younger brother and kind of all his friends. The makeshift goals on the local pitch, and we'd just kind of be playing for hours, and that was really my childhood. Like, that's what I loved doing, and I'd always try and encourage my mates, like the girls from my skill, to come and play and get active and get involved. So I always wanted everyone kind of included, and because I just had so much enjoyment out of it, so I was always like, come play, and that was kind of really how it started off. My local club, Kildaman, playing with the boys team there. So it's crazy to think back all those years. Where I'm at now. You
name-checked Damien Duff the other night in the Aviva. Was it always left foot for you? Was it like, were you always that? Another great left-footed player, Messi, of course. It seems that the gift comes with the left foot.
Yeah, I think you'd have to ask my dad about that, to be fair. But I think I just naturally kind of went towards it. And back then, obviously, there wasn't like women's football on. I didn't know any women's footballers, so I would always just kind of put on the men's games or watching the Premier League, Champions League games. I remember one Christmas actually I asked Santa Claus for a long-sleeved Damien Duff Ireland jersey with number 11 on the back, because that's just what I like. I manifested I wanted to be like that. I wanted to be like Damien Duff, and loved his game, loved his work rate, how positive he was on the ball, the goals he scored. Just loved everything about him. So still yet to meet him. I need to meet him. He was a massive role model for me growing up.
I'm sure he'd like to meet you as well. And you mentioned Robbie Keane as well. I mean, goal scoring has always been a part of your game as well.
Yeah, I think like you have that responsibility as an attacking player, especially in the early part of my Irish career, being a sort of tricky winger and being a handful and being that bright spark. Coming in, and as a young player, I was wanting to make a difference, with how I play. And I think Sue obviously being head coach at the time, saw that in me, and really trusted me from a young age to go and deliver performances. And also like that with the confidence I had, I think the girls felt that too, and admired that, and really kind of pushed me to go and perform at the levels I knew I could. So it was important to kind of have that support from the older girls as well at that time.
Your first goals for Ireland at the Aviva Stadium the other night, but you had scored there before for Raheny in a cup final, no less.
Yeah, that was nearly 10 years ago now.
And you'd almost forgotten, hadn't you?
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it in a long time. I think we were playing UCD, yeah. And yeah, we just got a free kick, and I just thought I'd hit it, and delighted it went in, because we went on to win the final. But that was an incredible day out. Raheny is such a massive part of my career, my development. Jerry McDermott, the coach at the time, I was only 15, and he really put his arm around me and believed in me, and got me involved very early on in a senior team. And I think that was a big difference for me. I was only 15, 16, playing with these senior players. That really helped me develop, and the relationships I built and the friendships I've built with those girls I still have to this day. So yeah, that was a massive factor in my career.
You're part of the Ireland team, the 19s that reached the semi-finals of the Euros, and some of those girls friends for life, but also teammates for life.
Yeah, Chloe, obviously, me and Chloe playing beside each other on Friday, which was really nice. We've played with each other since we're like 13 or something, so it's crazy. When I go back down to Australia, I'm meeting up with Sarah Rowe and Claire Shine, and that group was so special and had so much talent. They're really fond memories I look back on, especially in that tournament over in Norway at the time.
100 cap coming up, but the very first one, the debut against Hungary. What feelings did that bring up in you? I mean, to know that you were finally going to make it into the senior ranks.
It was
10
interesting.
years ago, Katie.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. It didn't feel like my first, probably because we weren't at home. It was, of course, like really, really special, and when Sue obviously gave me the nod to go and start, I was excited, nervous, but I also knew I had that inner confidence to know I could deliver and step up and really make a difference. But actually the first one was in Finland, or against Finland in Tallaght Stadium. It was, I think, the opener of the Euro qualifications, so it was my first big start in a big competitive game, and it was in Tallaght. I used to go to Tallaght to watch my brother play for Rovers, and everything about that night was just so exciting, and it was incredible to be able to play in front of my family in my hometown, for my country. So yeah, it was really special.
In a club sense then, I mean, Arsenal has been such a huge part of your life. How difficult was it leaving home? For Irish girls to have to go across and try and make a career there, it must be tough.
Yeah, for me it was really difficult leaving such a tight-knit group.
And such a big family.
Yeah, and such a big family. I found it really challenging. I struggled for about a year, and I think without the support of Emma at the time, Emma Byrne, Emma Mitchell, Farah Williams, real senior players, I would have really struggled. But they kind of kept me going, which was really important. And I obviously went on loan to Glasgow City at the last 6 months of my contract, and there was a change in management then at the time. Pedro had left the club and Joe Montemuro came in, and Joe saw something in me. We extended my contract, and I've been there nearly 10 years now coming up.
How important was that time in Glasgow though? Did it give you back your kind of confidence?
Yeah, I think like for me, I was coming from playing every week in, week out, scoring, lots of confidence, fit, and then you kind of have to go over there and kind of wait your turn, wait for the opportunity, and the opportunity wasn't coming from me in that first year and a half at the club, so it was just best for both parties to just kind of let me go and Glasgow came in at the time, and they had a couple of Champions League games coming up. Noel Murray was up there, Kiva Keenan, so I had some Irish girls. And yeah, it was so important. It just got my confidence back. I was able to get match fitness, play with some freedom and not overthinking anything. And yeah, it kind of set me up for the extension then at Arsenal coming back.
Is it, I mean, you had to be patient, but is it something of a lottery then? You know, players with great talent can go over and it doesn't always work out? Yeah,
look, and there's conversations I have with our young girls all the time. It's about waiting, and then when the opportunity arises, you take it with both hands, but you have to be ready for it. You can't kind of get the head down or throw the toys out of the pram, as they say. And our girls are fantastic. We've got a really honest group here. The girls work hard, work for each other, and they even connect over in England, like even though they're at different teams. And I think that's what being Irish is all about, is looking after your own. And that's why I'll always be forever grateful for Emma looking after me when I went over to London all those years ago.
She was an Arsenal legend, still is, of course.
She still is, yeah.
Absolutely. And for you in Arsenal, you know, 3 League Cups, the FA Cup, Super League, but the pinnacle has had to be the Champions League. And I think everyone in Ireland celebrated your success as well. I mean, it was remarkable.
Yeah, it was incredible. Probably one of the best days of my career. Something that the club were working towards for so long. It had been 18 years since Emma last won it, and the club. So there was always just this photo. I remember coming into the club and seeing Emma, Yvonne Tracy and Ciara Grant with the tricolour draped over them when they're holding the Champions League trophy. And I just always thought to myself, wouldn't that be cool to just
that
to
is
do
a
that?
Brilliant photo, isn't it?
It's an incredible photo. And I always just thought to myself, wouldn't that be cool to kind of have that and achieve that and be like them? So yeah, it was an amazing game. The quality Barcelona have, but how relentless we were in what we wanted to do. We stuck to our game plan, stuck together and fought for every inch. Yeah, it was well deserved, and obviously Stina with the goal it was incredible. We actually, when the goal went in, we thought she was offside because obviously the VAR and all this. So she scored, and we were kind of like, "What's going on here?" But yeah, no, it was delighted, and something I'll look back on for the rest of my life because, yeah, it was an incredible achievement.
You celebrated hard enough.
I did. I work all year. I work all my career for days like that, so I was definitely going to take the celebrations into my own hands. Yeah, and kept the party going for sure.
But it wasn't just Arsenal that showed faith in you when you needed it. Colin Bell, when you were just 21 years of age, made you captain. That's a lot to ask of someone so young. How did you feel at the time?
I felt a number of different things. When Colin had phoned me, I thought I was in trouble because I was just like young and I was quite cheeky and a bit of a character at the time, so I thought I was getting told off or something. And then he told me obviously Emma was stepping away from the team and she was retiring, and we'd spoken a little bit, and then he'd kind of asked me the question and I was like, yes, of course. And then when you're in the role for the first time and Emma's left these big boots to fill and you're thinking, what would Emma have done? What would she have done in this situation? And it was kind of, I felt a bit out of my depth because it was so new to me. I was never captain underage. I was never, the go-to person to kind of lead and make the way for people. I just kind of done my own thing and done what I could for the team as always. So it was really, really new. And at the time as well, we had such senior players in the squad that rightly deserved that captaincy at the time too. So yeah, it was a number of different things, but as obviously I grew into it and the support from Colin and the belief he had in me, he seen something in me that no one else did. It was like he kind of predicted what I was going to kind of do in my career, and yeah, I'll forever be grateful for Colin for giving me that belief and handing me that responsibility at such a young age, because it's taught me so much. It's made me grow as a person, grow as a player, and yeah, maybe without that I wouldn't be where I am, you know. I needed to kind of continue to take my game to the next level, be consistent and lead by example.
That was around the time as well that the team had protested against the FAI for the conditions that you were forced to play under. There was a lot of leadership at that time as well that you must have, you know, taken from.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I was there the day we had the strike in 2017, and it was like Emma, Anya, Steph, Lou, Niamh Fahey, Diane, like, I could keep going, you know. It was
great role models for you to learn from.
Unbelievable, and the bravery they shown to kind of put their international career on the line for the sake of the team and the better of the team is something I've admired, and something that I've held very dearly with me, because they showed me their bravery at that time to make sure I had a good safe space and career while I was going to be playing for Ireland. So for me, it was very, very important to kind of take that and hold that dearly, to continue to kind of have those conversations with the FAI if things needed to be changed or improved, to make sure you're better in the team for when you leave it. So yeah, those girls were fantastic role models and people I still look up to this day.
And as captain now, do you still see your role as a kind of an intermediary between the players, the management and the association?
Yeah, look, I think for me, first and foremost, it's making sure I can be there for the team. I'm their voice and I'm the kind of go-to, and if things aren't good enough on or off the pitch, I need to kind of have those conversations with managers, and then if needs be, it needs to go above. But I think, yeah, of course, within the women's game itself, it's always evolving. It's always, how can we get things better? How can we improve things? What do we need more of? What's good? What's bad? So we're constantly having those conversations. And yeah, I think obviously at the time our relationship between the women's team and the FAI was quite damaging back in 2017. But I think over the years it's improved massively. Obviously there's different changes to CEOs and chief execs over the times. But yeah, I'm very open, and yeah, if conversations need to be had, we'll absolutely have them.
Is it difficult though? Eileen Gleeson, a recent former manager, is taking a case against the association. Does that make you feel like you're somewhere stuck in the middle?
No, I think I'm aware of some of the things obviously Eileen has brought up. As I said, as captain, there's conversations I've had with head coaches, whether it be Eileen or previous coaches in the past, that things needed to be improved. And for me, all I can kind of do now is concentrate on the here and now, which is obviously these two games that we've played and we'll play on Tuesday, and it's being ready for the team. Obviously, I understand what Eileen's going through, and I support her because she's been such an advocate for the women's game in Ireland. But I've got a duty as well as captain of the team to make sure we're best prepared for these games, because yeah, they're so important in our steps to World Cup qualification.
What would be the highlights for you, the last World Cup qualification, I imagine? I mean, that night in Glasgow will live long in the memory.
Highlights? Yeah, I mean, it has to be Glasgow, doesn't it? Everything was like set up perfect for us, really. I think, yeah, hearing the final whistle blow was, I think I just dropped to my knees. I ran around to try find the nearest player. I think it was Denise, and just kind of embraced her. But yeah, it was such an incredible day, incredible achievement. We'd worked so hard. The upset in Ukraine for the Euro qualification really hurt us at the time, so we needed to pick ourselves up, and Vera did that for the team. We turned it round, looked at a different formation, different way of playing, what suited us, our strengths, and kind of went with it, and it got us to our first ever World Cup. And I'll always be very grateful to Vera Pauw for that. She'll always be the first manager to get us to a major tournament, and as much as we had our hiccups over the years, it was always for the benefit of the team, you know. We always wanted what was right for the team, and we both wanted to win at the end of the day. And yeah, I'll always be grateful for the work she put in for the team, for sure.
What about that opening game against Australia and what it meant to the diaspora, the Irish people living there, and the people that were tuning in from home to watch a very significant Irish sporting event?
It was incredible. I'd spoken to Caitlin after it, and she was like, it was like a home game for you guys, you know, like it was just a sea of green and our fans singing and cheering and really behind us. And honestly, to walk out in Sydney and seeing a sea of green, tricolours, flags, everything, like it was just incredible. And then singing around Naveen, and it did feel like a home game for us. It was just non-stop, and obviously gutted we ended up losing the game, because I felt like we were really in it. It was quite a close tie, so yeah, it was an incredible day and very, very proud moment for me, leading the girls out for the first time ever. Yeah, it's a moment I look back on and be very proud of.
You managed to score at a World Cup finals as well, which is a remarkable achievement in itself. One of 31 goals you've scored so far. So remind me of that one against Canada.
Yeah, it was similar to Sydney. Like, I think the whole feel of that night in Perth, it felt like a night in Tallaght. The rain was pouring down. the stands were packed with Irish fans, and I remember the national anthem, particularly that game. It was just so loud, probably because it was maybe a smaller stadium, but it was just so loud. And it felt like, right, we're ready for this, we're up for this. And we started the game so well. I think Lucy ended up winning the corner, and I was on my way over to take the corner, and you're hearing all these Irish accents. Go on, Katie, like stick it in, and blah blah blah. And yeah, look, the corner itself, we were working on the back post for Louise, because we looked at obviously how they set up, and as I've whipped the ball in, the goalkeeper kind of takes a step towards the ball, and the trajectory it was gone at, I don't think she was kind of ever going to get it then. So to see it hit the back of the net.
An Olympico? A classic Olympico, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. And then I just kind of turned and embraced the crowd, because I was just so happy I was able to give all those Irish fans a moment to cheer and be happy, and knowing everyone in Australia was going to be like, yeah, just have that moment, and back home people watching in all hours of the morning, and yeah, it was just really special to kind of give the Irish fans that moment to cheer.
What other goals stand out for you? I'm thinking of one in Gothenburg against Sweden, which is really important in terms of the qualifying.
Yeah, no, that was a massive game for us. I think we ended up drawing the game, and we conceded late on. But yeah, that was a big goal. There was one against Slovakia in Tallaght as well in our World Cup qualification. That was really, really important. I think I was playing the left wing back, and it just kind of broke out, and I'd hit it low and hard across the keeper. There's a few I actually can't really remember many of them.
Well, maybe you can remember from the other night, because there was 2, possibly 3 against Belgium in the first leg.
Yeah.
The penalty, first of all. I mean, I think the keeper was trying to psych you out for that one.
There was a bit of talk from the keeper. I don't actually know what took so long in order for me to take the penalty.
I think it was 2 minutes from the penalty being awarded to.
Yeah, the ref was kind of speaking to the girls about not encroaching in the box, but I'm not too sure. But at that point, I was just kind of fully focused on where I was putting it, blocking out obviously all the distraction, and just making sure I was going to hit the target and start at home. So obviously delighted to see it hit the back of the net. And then yeah, I guess the second goal, it was important actually that went in, because we just conceded, and it was a real swing of momentum in the game.
So you're calling that a goal?
I'm calling it a goal. I'm calling it a goal. I'll take it. So yeah, no, that was really important in terms of the momentum kind of swinging back our way. And then the third goal.
Super goal.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Brilliant play out from the right side. The girls had progressed up the pitch well, and then Murph had pulled out wide. Ciara had made the run, which dropped their defenders, which freed the edge of the box for me. So, yeah, I liked that goal. That was a good goal. It was a good team goal.
Any other stand out for you? You got a hat-trick against Georgia.
Yeah, nothing honestly comes to mind. I'd probably have to see a video or something back and be like, oh, I like that one. You know, I'm just so lucky that I've had so many opportunities in front of goal, and it's a credit to the players I play with. The work rate, the dedication in our performances. Yeah, it's incredible to then be able to be in those positions, to be able to slot them home. So, yeah, hopefully more to come. I'm still feeling pretty good physically, and I've got a lot of ambition left in me in this green shirt. So, yeah, ready to keep going.
Well, you're only 30. I mean, you've only just turned 30, so you should have plenty more years in you. But you've been described as the face of Irish football, and we do see your face on a lot of billboards. That comes with a responsibility as well, and the way you and your teammates go to the fans after games, and that makes a really big connection. Yeah,
I think, like, if I look back on when I was growing up, when I went to my first ever Ireland women's game, Emma came over and like signed my ticket, and the girls came over, and there was only like maybe 20 or 30 of us in the stand, and it was the local football team, and I just remember that how I felt when they came over and kind of gave us that time. So for us as a team, it's so important for us to give back to the fans and inspire that next generation. A lot around the World Cup, we wanted to leave a legacy, but now we want to build off that. We don't just want to qualify for one World Cup and that's it. We want to build off that legacy we've left, and we want to make sure there's little girls looking up to us and seeing what we're doing on and off the pitch, admiring us and wanting to be like us. And we really feel that responsibility as a team. And the girls are absolutely great, like going and giving their boots and their shirts. And you see people with, say, Caitlin Hayes' hairband, or wanting to be like Denise, and people from Cork. Like, it's incredible to see all the signs. And unfortunately now, as the game's growing, you don't maybe have that interaction as much as we used to, for all different reasons. But yeah, for us, they're so important, and it honestly puts a smile on our faces knowing that they come and make the signs and tag us in the photos and everything else.
Can you ever imagine, though, from 10 years ago that the women's game would have come this far?
No, not 10 years ago. I think it's the beauty of sport, and the beauty of women's sport, and how much it can grow and still can grow. Obviously, I've touched on just under 15,000 coming to see us Friday night. There's lots of seats left to be filled, you know, so we still have that. We can still keep pushing and keep growing the game over in Ireland. And for us, it's about we need to be playing exciting football for people to come and watch us. So I'm hopefully people saw a glimpse of that last night and what we can do, and yeah, come and support the team for sure.
You've lost a lot of leaders, a lot of experience, a lot of talent in the last short while. So you and Denise are the kind of the senior partners now. Can you start dreaming of the next World Cup, Brazil? I mean, the spiritual home of football.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, look, there's a lot to do between now and then for sure. But it is in our sights. I mean, the fact we've obviously got to the last one, we know what we have to do, what's required, but we know what we're capable of in this team, and we know when we've got it right that we can kind of beat anybody, you know. So yeah, there's a lot to do between now and then. The main focus is this game against Belgium on Tuesday night. We have to get this right, and yeah, they're a fantastic team, and they're going to put it up to us, and it's going to be really difficult over there. So yeah, we need to be ready, but we have to give ourselves the best opportunity to push up to League A in terms of that World Cup qualification.
4-2 is a dangerous enough lead though. 4-1 would have been nicer.
Yeah, 4-0 would have been nicer again. Yeah, look, that I spoke to the girls after the game. I was quite disappointed in how we conceded the goals. I felt like they were soft, but we know we can tweak a few things to put it right, and we'll be very determined to do that. It's all about rest and recovery now, and then we can go and push on Tuesday night.